Hello, how are you guys tonight? Wonderful, I hope. So, I'm here to give you guys some spiritual messages. I'll just clear the energy really fast. And so, I pulled some cards from the tarot. The first card I pulled was the Hierophant. So, when I was meditating, the messages I was getting has to do with maybe you I feel like your beliefs and your way of thinking and your own ideas may have been questioned by other people or challenged. Maybe the people around you are just not allowing you to be yourself. I feel like you're really putting in work because I got Eight of Pentacles as the second card to come out. So I feel like you're putting in work to change yourself. You might even be questioning some of the things that you believe and how you see the world. And people around you are just kind of stuck in these very traditional ways of thinking. And they're not allowing you, because the thing is that this card came out, you were chosen, not just picked. So as a chosen one, you have original ideas. You have unique, quirky ways of doing things that not everyone can understand. But it's important that you don't compromise on who you are and on what you feel and what you know is right for you at this time. Because the other card came out that said someone in your life has an unreasonable belief that they are superior to you and other people. And I feel like there's some people in your life who are being very pious, very religious, very dogmatic. Sort of like the Pharisees and Sadducees when they were like, oh, you can't perform a miracle and heal someone on the Sabbath. And Jesus is like, well, I'm healing someone. I'm helping someone on the Sabbath. But there's just stuff like that. Well, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't be spiritual. That's evil. Whatever. But and then they're just trying to place themselves above you and other people. And I feel like you're really starting to recognize this. Whereas in the past, you might not have noticed these things. Now you're really seeing, it's like the veil's being lifted around you to the people who are trying to keep you from evolving and doing God's work or doing the work to help heal the planet in your own way that is not the traditional way. In other words, you're going against other people's traditional beliefs and ways that they think you should heal and what their definition of a good person is. Your definition is evolving and changing completely. And it's causing a little bit of chaos to these people around you because they're not used to seeing you. And then I feel like you're starting to set these boundaries because this card came out as part of you. This is one of the ascension cards, the ascending light oracles. So you're ascending, and part of your ascension is setting boundaries, and your boundaries are being tested, which goes back to these people are testing your beliefs. They're questioning the things you're doing. They're questioning how you see the world. They're questioning what you feel, what you think, and they're giving you a really hard time about it. But you are being asked by Spirit not to surrender. Stand your ground and stay true to yourself. Don't allow these people around you to take your ways, your new ways of seeing things, and pull you back into the dark, because these people are still in the dark and you're coming out of the darkness and you're going into the light, right? And when people are questioning you and they're just struggling to accept you're the new you that's been working on yourself and working on your shadow side, you have to stand up to them and stand in your power, because this came out and it's going to bring you good luck and good fortune as you show the world the work that you've been doing, the shadow work. And I got two shadow cards, and one of them is about greed. And it says, you are too attached to things in an excessive way. Nothing good comes of it. And I feel like you're, in the past, I don't think you've really ever been greedy, but you're starting to see how detrimental excess of anything can be. Anything in excess or doing too much of anything is not helping you. And we know that overdoing is fear in disguise. So you're learning how not to overdo. You're learning how to be serene, to just do as much as needs to be done, and to have as much as needs to be had, and to, you know, just, you're letting go of greed, and you're realizing more and more how to release your attachment to material things, and to understand that those things, nothing good comes from being obsessed with those kinds of things, right? And I feel like there are people around you who've been very inconsiderate, and I think you've been doing your very best to act with compassion and kindness, but these people have really been challenging you. And it's almost like they want to bring you out of character, and they're working day and night in some kind of demonic way. They are like the most demonic, trying to do things to pull you out of this new character and this new, all this work you've put into yourself, right? And so they're being inconsiderate, and they're really projecting their ish onto you, and then they're trying to accuse you of being that way. In other words, they're projecting and gaslighting you, right? So you are thoughtful and polite, and you notice that when you are considerate and you are compassionate, that you feel better about yourself. And these people are almost triggered. It's like the more work you're doing on yourself and going against all these traditional things and these just like dogmatic ways, and you're becoming more spiritual instead of religious, it's really triggering these people, because they want you to stay in this traditional religious, like 10 Commandments way of thinking, and you're evolving into a spiritual way of being compassionate and having empathy and really, you know, ascending and trying to lift the energy of the planet. And these people don't like it around you. It could be coworkers, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be anyone, it could just be strangers even. But, you know, and I feel like these people, they're just the sun in reverse. It's like they're unhappy. And because they're unhappy, they want to drag you into their unhappiness. And so you need to stay calm. You need to keep your mind at ease and be in serenity. Because as you do that, believe it or not, you are inspiring the people around you, and you're helping them to heal, and you're raising their vibration. Some of these people around you that you work with and deal with, they're never going to ascend, and they're actually really triggered. You're going to know, because they don't like it when you're happy. And, you know, I have people in my life like that will call me, and when I'm like, oh, I have a headache today, they're just like chit-chatting, so happy to talk. But when I say, oh yeah, I got this $1,000 check in the mail from the car dealership, from the car, it was crazy, I didn't expect it. Oh really? I have to go. And I'm like, what? And I started noticing this, like when I'm feeling the sunshine and I'm feeling the light and great things are happening for me, these people hang up on me, they want to talk to me, they want to be around me. And then but I notice when things, like if I say one thing that's wrong in my life, like they're all there happy. I can hear the change in their voice. That's how you know who's for you and around you, who you need to be surrounding yourself with. You want people who celebrate you, not just tolerate you. You want people who celebrate when you're celebrating, right? And I feel like there's some people in your life who are not doing that, and they're taking your sun, and they're trying to take the sun. They'll never take your sunshine away, but they want to. They're trying to steal your joy. Don't allow other people to steal your light or dim it in any way. Okay? And I feel like, you know, these people, they're trying to take your life, but it's like it's falling through. Every time they try to bring you down, it always, their plans fall through. And I feel like your light is shedding and really illuminating just how dark the people around you are, and it's making them uncomfortable, and they're lashing out at you. And you can't take it personally because they're being triggered by all the growth that you've put in and work that you've been doing on yourself, okay? And so I feel like that they've been feeling negative, and because those people are feeling negative, they want you to be in a negative thought patterns. But you are not doing that, because I feel like you've been trying to meditate, and if you haven't been, you should be meditating. It says, this card came out, you must find peace and time for yourself, slow your fast-paced life, and meditate more. And hearts, smiley faces, and donuts came out. So maybe you should have like a couple of bites of a donut. I don't know. I'm one of those kind of people who thinks you should have little treats like that, because I think if you're a chosen one, your body can transmute anything you give it into something positive. That's what I believe. And, you know, obviously we talked about not being greedy or doing things in excess. But I think treating yourself to a treat once in a while, something sweet, and like really, I think it helps to heal your heart chakra and open yourself up, because it's like when you're a child and your parents take you to have ice cream, or they take you to get donuts once a week. It's a treat, and it helps you to really raise your vibration, and it helps you, you know, just to feel sunny and more empowered. And so, you know, and if your life is just super fast paced all the time, you don't slow down and enjoy those little treats, it's harder for you to spread sunshine to everyone. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's why, and talking about meditation, I feel like, you know, you hear a lot of people talking about meditation, and people think that it's like you have to sit there in this yoga position and all day long or whatever. But I feel like there's all different ways of meditating. You can swim in water and meditate. You can work out and meditate while you're working out. You can, you know, even meditate while you're doing the dishes. It doesn't have to be just sitting down, because a lot of people are really busy. And some people, it's really hard to take a long time just sitting there to clear your mind. So you can go on a walking meditation, you know, in your neighborhood. It's just a way to clear your thoughts and try to connect with the divine. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. So don't get that mentally stuck thought of, oh, I have to be sitting down in yoga pants and putting on music and like doing all that weird spiritual stuff. And I'm not saying it's weird, but some people think of it that way. So what I'm saying is meditate in the way that makes you feel comfortable. And basically, it's just clearing your mind, opening yourself up to the divine for downloads and messages from heaven, right? So I feel like there are people around you who are trying to punish you. And they're going to realize that when they try to punish you, they're only punishing themselves. Because when you try to punish somebody around you because they're not doing what you want and following your traditional rules that you've put out, you're only going to punish yourself. And it's the same for you. Try not to feel like you're going to punish the people around you who are trying to dim your light, or who are criticizing you or putting you down or not letting you be you, right? Because you don't want to put out that karma, because it's just going to bring it back to you. So try to get out of that whole, oh, I'm going to punish this person in a passive aggressive way. Let it go. Stay in the light. Don't get in Hanged Man. That was the next card that came out, okay? So I feel like there's people, and you know who they are. You need to cut these people out. You've been considering this for a while. This card represents considering something for a while. And I think there's just people around you that you know who are keeping you stuck. And I keep sending this message out because it just keeps coming up. It's crazy. Like, all these messages keep coming up. But I feel like you're really doing the work and you are getting yourself unstuck. And I feel like you've been thinking about certain people in your life where you're like, they're hanging on by the hairs of their chin in your life. And you're like, I'm about to cut that other. And I feel like things have happened recently, and the divine is really illuminating who these people are that have to go. People, things, events, places, foods, whatever it is. There's things that you are truly unsticking yourself from. You're getting unstuck. And you should be proud of yourself, because it's the shadow work and the realization that's helping you to do that, okay? It's time to let go of something or someone, and you have to accept that. You have to accept that there's just some people who do not belong in your life because they're not vibrating the same as you are. And so I feel like you're going to sacrifice certain things, and I feel like Spirit's asking you to look for a different perspective. Change your perspective. If you get frustrated, if people are upsetting you, change your perspective. And when you do that, you're going to get yourself unstuck, and you're going to turn your sun upside down. You're going to turn it in the upright. Okay? So keep going, keep doing your shadow work, and you're amazing. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.